Hi, my name is Sammy Dubourg. I'm a student at Montclair State University. I'm interviewing Mr. Rodolfo about Hinchcliffe Stadium. He is the project coordinator for the development of the stadium as it is right now. And I just wanted to ask him a couple of the questions about the future of the project. Um, Number one, do I have your consent to have this interview with you? Yes. Okay. Awesome. So question number one, state and spell the name, date of birth, if you're willing, um, address or what street you grew up in Patterson, and how many years did you live there?
Um, I grew up in Patterson, 8/16/68. Um, I went to junior high school in Patterson. I lived on mostly 11th Ave and East 21st Street.
Okay, okay. And approximately what year did you graduate high school?
86.
86. Oh, that's the year after I was born. So when I was in high school, we played East Side. Was that the stadium that I played at in about 1999, 2000?
No, it was 97. It closed around 1997.
Oh, okay. So last semester I had did an interview with my friend, and he was like, "Yeah, it brings back a lot of memories. They did a lot of graduations here. They had tracks."
Then they did. It closed in 97. So it just would have been 97.
So then, what happened to all the grass and the turf? They just literally paved it over, and that was it.
They paved over it because it was too expensive to maintain it, so they paved over it.
Oh, okay, okay. Because what I noticed is that, like, I know that the previous, architectural, standards were much better. Whereas as opposed to the balloon framing houses where it could just blow away in the wind. This structure still seems to stand. If it's graffitied over, they wipe it off really quick. It seems like the people of Patterson, despite how underprivileged and poor the town is, they still have some kind of connection to the stadium, and it's the only one of only one or two or three left standing in the United States. And I don't know if it's because the Patterson's lack of demolishing it, or if do they want to keep it around as a historic site.
So in 1997, a sinkhole developed in the stadium.
Oh,
It was the second time the sinkhole developed in the stadium. In 1997, it cost $4 million to fix the sinkhole, and it cost $4.8 million to demolish the building. They did neither.
oh, so they rather it was cheaper to keep her, I guess.
It was just cheap. It was cheaper to do nothing.
Wow, and oddly enough, it actually saved the building.
That actually saved the building. Yes,
Wow,
by doing nothing.
wow,
It was cheaper to do nothing, so that's what saved the building.
that's absolutely great because after integration, the Negro Leagues were lost, and it's a shame. But now that I don't know if you've heard, they're starting to incorporate Negro League stats into the MLB now, which is actually pretty good. So on to my next question is what was it like growing up in Patterson around the stadium?
But I didn't live near the stadium. I lived on the other side of town. So
Okay.
I lived. I didn't live on that side of town. So I didn't go to the stadium in the background. But I looked at the state comes back, and we passed by there every day to go to school.
Okay.
So I didn't wasn't. So I just lived. I lived on the complete other side of town, kind of far to get away from it. But it was it was a backdrop. It wasn't really this. It wasn't the center of my life in that regard. It was center of sports, and each time the kids played this, I would go there for games, and I ran track, so I ran track with them. But I didn't, it was more of a backdrop. Yeah, and that's not just the stadium, the balls too. I think as a teenager, I didn't appreciate the balls of the stadium the way I should have.
Oh, okay, and that's the thing. Why are the falls, and that surrounding area so well manicured, and then right next door the stadium is not? It doesn't fall
Well,
under
it's
that.
not. I don't know if it was ever prioritized. It's kind of in the middle of the town. It's how the town was founded. Alexander Hamilton founded the town. It's first planned industrial city. The falls in the center. But you have that in a lot of cities that the manufacturing sector of the economy near the rivers weren't always well maintained. And the reality is that's where you had a lot of the factories, and those factories are now, in a lot of ways, been converted to housing. But for a long time, it was just factories because that's where the energy was at to produce power.
Gotcha. So even though you weren't around there, you were running track. So it was like not to say multi-purpose, but it was in use at the time that you were in high school.
It wasn't as a high school. It's just I didn't go to East Side of Kennedy, so I didn't go to either one of those high schools, and I didn't live on that side of town.
Yeah.
But I did track, so I ran there.
Okay.
But I didn't. I ran track there, but it wasn't. I didn't go to either one. I didn't go to. I went to the same kind of tech, so I went to a different high school.
Oh, okay.
But I ran track, so I did do that.
Okay. So now and around that, so when did they start doing the car racing there? It was after.
The car racing was really like the 50s.
Oh, okay. So after the 50s, then they repurposed it again for use for the town and the kids and stuff like that, and then again it fell into disrepair.
Yeah, the Hinchcliffe Stadium was always a rental space, so people always rented it out. So it was kind of an affordable place to rent. That housed 2,000 people.
Oh,
so that was what it was.
Okay. All right. So now the third question is: do you remember attending any of the baseball games or sports activities sponsored by?
Yeah, I personally ran track there, so I'm telling you that.
Yeah.
And I went to football games as well.
Okay.
I didn't go to any baseball games.
No baseball, and none of the car races.
No, all that stuff is in Negro League Baseball. It ends in Hinchcliffe Stadium in the early 60s.
Yes.
I was born, and the car racing ends before I was born.
Sorry about that. Okay. And so now what was the environment around Hinchcliffe around that day of the event when you went to go visit these events?
I mean, the football games were massive. 10,000 people would be up there. People would walk all over. It was the fans in addition to the football games. It was a lot of fun, a lot of excitement.
Nice. That's really cool. So in a sense that when they closed it down, it must have hurt not you, but it hurt the community.
Yes, it's very disappointing they couldn't figure it out. But we're fixing it up now. So it's been 24 years.
So now before I get to the last two, I seen something on CBS or something where there was another ex-professional baseball player that is planning on putting his money into it too. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
No? Okay, so I'll send you that. I can find that YouTube video easily, and I'll just send you the message of that guy's name. How much of Hinchcliffe Stadium was a part of the school and city's culture?
Say that again?
How much of Hinchcliffe Stadium was part of the school and city's culture? By the way, these questions are not my questions. These are
group. It was very much a part of the city. Yeah, it was very much a part of it because Eastside and Central and Kennedy High School were the largest two high schools in the city, and so it was central because it was the central place of the rivalry between the largest high schools in town.
Okay. So it was very memorable then. Like, so that was the place to gather. I guess I was gonna say Giants versus Jets, but that doesn't really count. Maybe
very much like the Yankees and Mets.
Yeah.
And the Brooklyn Nets. It was very much like that.
Gotcha. Giants and the Patriots.
It's more like the Giants and Jets, or more like the Knicks and the Nets. It's more like that.
Okay. All right. So, did you witness the deterioration of Hinchcliffe firsthand?
I was around. I was around. I saw it. I wasn't going inside, but you saw it over the years, yeah.
Where people started tagging it and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Because
it was just there. It's a big white wall, so they started tagging it. So it's something that has to be maintained.
so like last semester, our other professor Julian Brash, found a way in opening in the way inside of the
Yeah,
sick.
there's a fence that's open the fence. I mean, homeless people live there too. It was not maintained.
Exactly. So he was telling me where the homeless people would live and all of that stuff, and I'm like, wow. And then so now the place next door that's a public garden, right?
That's not a public garden. That garden hasn't been used. That was the school district using that as a garden.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. And then that has plans to be part of the development as well.
That's housing. That's not public. That's not even school district. Somebody was just using that for farming. That's gonna be housing. That's gonna be affordable housing.
Okay, and for the stadium now, what do they plan on doing with that? It's not going to be any.
It's preserving the stadium and rehabilitating the stadium and then making it for football, track and field, soccer, 7,800 seats, a restaurant and exhibition space dedicated to the Negro League, 75 units of housing and a parking deck.
Okay, so no baseball playing there.
There may be baseball there, but it's going to be baseball, soccer, baseball and softball.
Okay, multi-purpose. Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. And the one of the last questions is, what would you like to see done with the stadium? I'm sure you already explained that to me.
But like I said, I want to just be put back into use. That's really it.
That's what basically what you want to do. One of my questions that I wanted to ask that I guess didn't really make it into the say final cut, but I believe it is worth asking is okay, Sammy Dubois. What would you like to see? Would you like to see the city, state, or federal government revitalize it and or put it on a list of cultural preservation, like UNESCO list, or what are those places like that they call the historic places that they can't demolish or anything like that? They might have to keep it there.
Yeah, I like to see there be more support for preserving and stable preserving historical spaces and infrastructure projects in the city. Yes, I would like to see that.
Like on a federal level.
Yeah, on a federal level too. Yes, that.
Okay, yeah, you know what I mean. I forgot what they call them, like they, cultural preservation places or like historical places that you just have to leave standing, like old Victorian houses that were built in, X amount of time, and colonial houses that homes that need to stay. And you would like to see the same for that because the exterior and all of the facade is pretty much the same. It just needs cleaning. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, awesome. I appreciate you very, very much for the interview. Um, I will now definitely be able to show this to my teacher, and if anything else, I'll give you a text first. But as of right now, I think we should be good. If he needs anything else from me, I'll just email you first, and then we'll take it from there. And
okay, brother. Look, thanks a
thank
lot
you, my brother. I appreciate you. I thank you so much.
I take care.
All right, you too. Bye bye.